This Sigma boy received the most overpowered ability in an apocalyptic world. Here's how it happened. The manhwa begins with the protagonist, Jung Gyom, meticulously listing packages on a conveyor belt. As he worked, he chatted with a robot, but the robot, seemingly uninterested, left mid-conversation. Jung Gyom glanced around the facility, noting that everything was managed by robots, leaving him the only human there. Jung Gyom's circumstances had taken a downturn after his discharge from the army. His family had called to inform him they were relocating to Uijeongbu, leaving him alone. Living in a small studio apartment, he struggled to find a job to cover his rent and expenses. His attempts were met with rejection, including a cafe that turned him down due to his lack of experience. To add insult to injury, his sister texted him, mocking his misfortunes and calling him a fool. She eventually suggested working at a shipping company, claiming it would be easy since robots handled most of the work. Following her advice, Jung Gyum secured a position there, though he later described it as a cold mistake. It was too uneventful for his liking. One day his boss, Mr. Shin, informed him that the canned tuna stock was depleted, though the robot Pax insisted otherwise. Tasked with verifying the inventory, Jung Gyum headed to the storage room. While retrieving a box of tuna from a high shelf, the storage room door abruptly closed behind him. He tried opening it, but it wouldn't budge. Attempts to call Mr. Shin went unanswered, and his sister, upon receiving his text, only mocked him further. Suddenly, his sister called him, leaving him shocked. However, her voice cut off abruptly during the call. Before he could process what had happened, a loud bang reverberated through the facility, shaking the floor beneath him. Alarms blared, announcing an immediate evacuation. Desperately, Jung Gyum tried punching the door open, but to no avail. Exhausted and terrified, he froze when a loud noise came from the other side of the door, leaving a dent. Paralyzed with fear, he felt as though the slightest sound could end him. His legs gave out under him as dread overtook him. 3 days passed. Jung Gyum sat on the floor, eating a can of tuna and thanking the facility for having enough provisions to keep him alive. Out of boredom, he turned on his phone, only to have a system interface suddenly appear. Initially thinking he was hallucinating, he read the system message offering him a skill called My Parallel Dimension, the ability to store a single item in a parallel dimension. Still skeptical, he jokingly commanded the system to store the shipping facility. To his astonishment, he found himself on dusty ground as the facility vanished. Standing up to examine his surroundings, he realized he was in an abandoned city under blood-red clouds, devoid of life. Nearby, he spotted Mr. Shin, beaten and lying on the ground. Nausea overcame him and he vomited. He saw a massive shadow, an ogre with sharp teeth growling behind him. Panic set in, but he forced himself to run. The ogre, enraged, gave chase. As the monster closed in, the system reappeared, prompting him to enter the parallel dimension. Left with no choice, he accepted. In an instant, he was teleported to the facility he had stored. Looking back, he saw the ogre standing at the portal, unable to enter. Inside, a drone congratulated him on completing the tutorial stage and rewarded him with a mana crystal. Suddenly, the ogre punched the portal, causing tremors. The system displayed the facility's stats. It could ship objects up to 6.5 feet at 40 miles per hour. Jung Gyum questioned how the facility had electricity, and the drone explained it was powered by mana crystals, warning that power would run out in 2 minutes without replenishment. Realizing the implications for the food supply, Jung Gyum used his mana crystal, which powered the facility for another 24 hours. The ogre continued waiting outside the portal. Determined to fight back, Jung Gyum found a box containing 15 camping axes and threw one at the monster, but it barely scratched it. After exhausting the axes, he asked the robot if there were more. The robot informed him of an item duplication feature within the facility. Additionally, he unlocked a new skill, Ship It, allowing him to launch items at high speed outside the portal. Using the skill, Jung Gyum launched an axe at 40 miles per hour, inflicting significant damage on the ogre. However, the drone overheated due to the skill's cooldown period. The system offered an upgrade option using mana crystals. When Jung Gyum asked how to acquire more, the robot explained they could be obtained by defeating monsters outside. With a plan forming, Jung Gyum decided to venture into the outside world to gather more mana crystals. He packed supplies from the facility, including a bike for transportation, and set off on a journey for survival in this hostile new reality. Jeongyeom had been riding his bike for only a short while when an ogre ambushed him from behind. Acting on instinct, he immediately teleported back to his parallel dimension, leaving both his bike and the ogre outside. Inside the safety of the facility, he used his Ship It skill to launch an axe at the ogre. Unfortunately, the attack barely grazed its neck, missing its mark. As the skill entered its cooldown phase, Jeongyeom waited anxiously while the ogre furiously pounded on the portal. At that moment, the system revealed a new skill, Product Recall, which allowed him to retrieve items he had previously shipped from the portal. Using this skill, Jeongyeom recalled the axe and launched it again, this time successfully defeating the ogre. A mana crystal emerged from the ogre's lifeless body, which Jeongyeom quickly retrieved through the portal. Stepping cautiously back into the outside world, Jeongyeom was startled by a piercing screech from above. He looked up to see a flying monster circling overhead, signaling that the threats in this world extended far beyond ogres. As he continued walking, he began to hear unsettling noises all around him, growing louder with each step. Suddenly, a cry for help echoed in the distance. Rushing toward the source, Jeongyeom saw an elderly man being attacked by the flying monster. The creature's tail lashed out, striking the old man and sending him sprawling to the ground. Another man, presumably the old man's companion, rushed to his side, only to freeze in terror as the flying monster loomed over them. The creature locked its gaze on the injured man, ignoring the companion entirely. Paralyzed by fear, the man couldn't move, wondering why the creature hadn't attacked him. Before the monster could strike again, a bell rang out, followed by a blinding flash of light. An object whizzed through the air and struck the flying monster, killing it instantly. It was an axe, launched by Jeongyeom using his Ship It skill. The two survivors, initially bewildered, assumed Jeongyeom was a soldier due to his remarkable ability. They expressed their gratitude for his intervention, but Jeongyeom clarified that he was not a soldier, merely a worker who had stumbled into this bizarre situation. One of the survivors, intrigued, asked about Jeongyeom's skill, revealing that he also possessed a skill, one for driving, though he lamented its limited usefulness in their current circumstances. Through their conversation, Jeongyeom learned that there were other survivors in the city, hiding in a warehouse in District C. However, the district was overrun with monsters, and only 15 people had managed to survive the relentless attacks. The survivors invited Jeongyeom to join them at the warehouse. Considering the potential advantages of staying with a group, he agreed. Before leaving, he retrieved the mana crystal from the flying monster and prepared for the journey. Upon arriving at the warehouse, Jeongyeom noticed an older man breathing heavily and standing over the body of a defeated ogre. The sight left him unnerved, realizing the strength and resilience required to survive in this world. For the first time, doubt crept into his mind. Had he made a mistake by joining these people? Mr. Choi asked the group if they were all right. The mysterious old man reassured him that they were fine, though he added that the ogre had somehow found its way into the warehouse. This surprised Jeongyeom, as the survivors had previously claimed the warehouse was safe from monster attacks. Mr. Choi introduced Jeongyeom to the group, mentioning that he had defeated a wyvern using only an axe. As Jeongyeom was processing this, a woman approached him and grabbed his hand, thanking him profusely for saving Yongsu and Byung-cheol. The group showered him with gratitude, clearly relieved to have survived. The old man introduced himself as Jinmok Lee, a former manager at a shipping company. He explained that Yongsu and Byung-cheol were like family to him, having worked together for over a decade. To ease Jeongyeom's worries, Jinmok assured him that there was enough food for everyone, and if supplies ran low, they could always restock from the warehouse. However, Yongsu interjected with grim news. The warehouse had disappeared without a trace. This revelation left the group stunned, though Mr. Lee remained composed. He speculated that the worsening situation in the city, now overrun by monsters, required immediate action. He proposed a plan to escape through a tunnel, reasoning that staying in place would only lead to more danger. The group, galvanized by his determination, quickly gathered their belongings to prepare for the journey. Curious, Jeongyeom asked what the tunnel entailed. Mr. Lee explained that the survivors all needed to reach different locations, but the roads leading out of the city were mostly impassable. The northern route was blocked by a golf course, the eastern road by shipping containers, and the southern Yongdong Highway had collapsed. The western route was the only viable option, though it was heavily patrolled by wyverns. Mr. Lee offered Jonggyum the choice to stay behind, but Jonggyum insisted on joining the group, partly because he needed a vehicle himself. Despite his outward agreement, he remained cautious, wary of revealing his abilities to people he still didn't fully trust. Jonggyum decided to scout the tunnel on his own, planning to clear the wyverns quietly. While reviewing the system, he discovered that he could unlock new skills for 10 mana crystals. Relieved that he had saved his mana crystals instead of upgrading existing abilities, he grinned at the opportunity. However, before he could act, Yongsu insisted on accompanying him, reasoning that Jonggyum didn't know the area well enough to navigate back alone. Reluctantly, Jonggyum agreed, though he remained determined to keep his abilities hidden. On the way to the tunnel, Jonggyum asked Yongsu about his driving skill. Yongsu explained that the system had appeared only once, granting him the ability to drive any vehicle effortlessly. As they drove along the treacherous roads, Yongsu adopted a strange posture, claiming it improved visibility past the numerous abandoned cars. Suddenly, Yongsu spotted a wyvern in the distance, though Jonggyum couldn't see it yet. As they approached, Jonggyum warned Yongsu to keep his eyes on the road and not look back. Using his ship-it skill, he defeated the wyvern without exposing his ability. As they neared the tunnel, Yongsu abruptly stopped the vehicle, his face pale with fear. They were surrounded by a swarm of wyverns. Trembling, Yongsu muttered that they were doomed, but Jonggyum realized he had no choice but to reveal his skill. Using his remaining mana crystals, he reduced the cooldown of Ship It and launched a series of attacks, successfully defeating the wyverns. Yongsu, bewildered, muttered, "Pax," as he witnessed the skill in action. With the immediate threat neutralized, Jonggyum retrieved a mana crystal and told Yongsu to stay close. Another wyvern lunged toward them, but Jonggyum struck it down with an axe. When yet another wyvern attacked, Jonggyum opened a portal as a trap, luring the creature in before finishing it off. Impressed by Jonggyum's resourcefulness, Yongsu marveled at his abilities, joking that he could clear the entire tunnel by himself. Jonggyum deflected the comment, though inwardly he knew it wasn't far from the truth. Back at the warehouse, Yongsu couldn't keep quiet and announced to the group that Jonggyum planned to clear the tunnel on his own. Shocked but unable to deny it, Jonggyum played along, confirming that he would begin the task in the morning. Mr. Lee approached him with a serious expression, handing him food the group had saved up as a gesture of gratitude. The others chimed in, expressing their thanks and admiration for his bravery. Touched, Jonggyum accepted their offering, knowing that turning it down would seem ungrateful. That evening, the group celebrated with drinks, toasting to their hopes for survival. By morning, Jonggyum reassured them once more before setting off. He pedaled his bike straight toward the tunnel, steeling himself for the challenge ahead.
Jonggyum reminisced the time when they were children. "Did you two fight again?" their father asked. He answered, "She hit me first. Sister always picks on me." His sister replied, "When did I ever pick on you?" Their father said, "Oh, you kids, after all that fighting, you're at it again. But to be honest, you look pretty close to each other." He said he was envious about them as he was an only child, so he always envied the bond between siblings, and that even how much they hate each other now, there will come a day that they'll realize how precious and grateful family truly is. While talking, a loving heart is the real. Зрение их мать пришла и сказала их отцу, «Не я тебе не сказала прийти помочь мне приготовить ужин». Family, Jonggyum smiled. Our family. Our son, I miss our son, the drunk director said. Someone, please take the alcohol away from director, one of the guys said. After a while, others are asleep. Yongsu noticed Jonggyum's absence. Yongsu wondered where he is and asked someone. The guy replied. He said he was going out for some fresh air. Yongsu looked for Jonggyum and found him near the vehicle. He asked if Jonggyum was uncomfortable in the place. He replied that he just can't sleep. He then asked what he was doing. Young said nothing much. Young-soo was surprised seeing the vehicle loaded with stuff. This is the last vehicle. Young said, which amazed Young-soo as it means he filled all 15 vehicles with this much stuff. Young wanted him to keep it a secret to anyone else. Young-soo thought of how generous Young is. Young wish he could put these people into subspace and pass through, but at its current level it's not possible to do so. Only if he achieves subspace level 2, then he can accommodate up to 20 people. In order to do that, 100 monostones is needed. Currently, he have 32 out of 100. Young thought at most about 40 wyverns remain in the tunnel. Few are even running away. Leveling up might be unlikely there. Thanks to upgrading precision delivery, he managed to catch this many, or else he could have caught even fewer. He thought that if he wanted to put his family into subspace eventually, he need to level up. Suddenly, he saw a wyvern. Outside the tunnel, Young-soo and others are waiting. They are thinking if Young is all right on his own, but they also think that if they try to help, it might worsen things, so they just waited there. After a while, Young came back. They celebrated. The director wished them a safe journey. Before going, Young said, if they run into trouble in their way, they should try opening the cargo hold. He said he have prepared a little gift there. Now let's hurry back to our families. They bid farewell, but Young still wonder about the wyvern he saw earlier. It ran away quickly that he didn't get a good look at it. He was sure it's a wyvern, but it looked a bit different. It was bigger. He's thinking if it was an adult or a leader. Suddenly, along the way, they heard a sound. Young thought they had no choice. With the corpses, bodies of monsters, and overturned vehicles along the everywhere, there's no clear path. It's all the same, and Mr. Young-soo might have an even harder time. However, seeing soldiers' bodies on the streets just means the situation is worse than they thought. While thinking, Young-soo called him. It seems that the road is blocked. Barbed wire have been put up. It looks like they set it up to block something. They are thinking to take another route. But at the end of the bridge, they saw something. Jung now realized what they are trying to block and thought how many of them are there, and if they catch them all, the subspace could level up. Young-soo, terrified, said he'll turn the car around to take another route. Young stopped him and asked if is it possible for the vehicle to pass on that sidewalk over there by the road, and he answered yes. Young-soo is having a doubt, but Young was thrilled and said that they will go that way. Young-soo asked if any chance Young heard of the game where 3 races wage war against each other. It's a space strategy game called Stark. Before Young-soo finished talking, Young answered yes, and that it is impossible for someone in his generation not to know it. Young further explained that in the game, players could customize maps and settings to enjoy it. He said, among those, his favorite was the map where you had to fend off swarms of monsters using limited units and terrain. As it happens, the current situation is similar to that map, he added. Young-soo wondered, a map where you fend off swarms of monsters using limited units and terrain. Over there. Could you reverse the vehicle back up to that spot over there? Young asked, then said, he's wondering when he would ever put this to use. Turns out it's used in situations like this. Auto ship was unlocked by spending 10 magic stones. Currently, he has now 27 magic stones. He then asked Pax to spend everything and strengthen it. Consuming 5 magic stones to increase shipping speed to 100 kilometers per hour, Young said it's playtime. Double-door refrigerator won as he was fighting the beasts. You have obtained 12 magic stones. Oh, this is it, he thought. The reinforced shipping range and precision delivery, enhanced while digging the tunnel. He could have thrown the axe since he also enhanced the speed and precision, but After using it, he found that precision delivery doesn't exactly track the target to the end. It only adjusts its direction according to movements. He's thinking, those hounds are not just fast, they're also incredibly quick, that even if an axe flies 10 kilometers per hour, the ones running from afar can dodge it. On top of that, they don't stop and keep charging even if one of their kind dies next to them. Considering the situation, their charging speed is much faster than what Yonggyeom can manage with an axe. Then an idea came to his mind. What about a refrigerator? Not only that it is large, its weight is enough to take those hounds down with just a graze. Yongsu, on the other hand, was surprised. What's this? Launching a refrigerator? He thought Yonggyeom could only throw axes. He's thinking, how is it possible to shoot and have many stocks of refrigerators? He's confused of what's going on. Then Jonggyom appeared and asked if he would like something to eat. Yongsu can't take it anymore and asked if perhaps the stock is infinite. Yonggyeom replied if he did not know. He said he thought Yonggyeom were collecting the axes to reload them. Yonggyeom disagreed and explained what was happening. Yongsu confirmed if it's true that the stock is infinite. Yonggyeom admit that it is, then asked again what he want to eat. Yongsu was ashamed he didn't even have a clue of Jongyeom's ability. Jongyeom thanked Yongsu for trusting him and said if he need anything, just tell him. Yongsu was thankful of Mr. Jongyeom and hoping to see his family sooner. Jongyeom said he can't show up like that to his family and thought they must change clothes. He asked what style does Yongsu prefer. Yongsu replied that he wasn't sure if he had the kind he was looking for. Then, his clothes have been changed. Now most of the issues are solved, there's one or two left. Yongsu said it's durable to this extent and that they will leave right away. He stepped the pedal and started driving fast. To the point Jongyeom feel like throwing up. Finally, they have arrived. Yongsu explained that the reason the building is in poor condition is because it is old, and also the surrounding buildings. There are only remnants of the building, but there are no corpses there. It differs from the main street where bodies were scattered everywhere. Yongsu is thrilled to see his family. He pressed the number and the door opened. There they were. His wife and daughter welcomed him. They can't believe that he's there. Tears were falling from their eyes. His wife noticed Yonggyeom and asked who he is. Yongsu said that he's the benefactor who helped him get there. Yongsu is calling him, but Jonggyom's sight is getting blurry until he can't take it anymore. Then he passed out. He's reminiscing again. He remembered the time his grandmother passed out. He asked his father why he wasn't crying. His dad explained that the thing about parting 9 eyes that it doesn't always bring just sadness. It brings all kinds of emotions. Affection, gratitude, regret, longing. That's why there's no need for a farewell to only be sad, and he feel more gratitude than sadness because he have been shown the true essence of love, a heart that cares without expecting anything in return. His dad told him it's difficult to understand back then, but one day he will realize it. He will realize that giving and receiving love is never easy.
I hate you, sis. I'm going to tell Dad everything. Jeongeum is defeating. And once again, it's Kim Sol defending the champion's title. But from their dad's perspective, they were getting along well. His dad telling them that no matter how they were not getting along, they'll eventually realize how precious and thankful family is. At the dinner table, their mother asked Julian to put her phone down and asked if she has a crush or something. She explained that friends in middle school these days are texting a lot. Right hook coming in strong. It's a fight playing on the TV. Julian asked if Sol is going to middle school next year. Sol said the reason he chose his school is that there's a boxing or sports club there. Time passed, and here's Jeongeum now entering middle school. Jeongeum had been bullied, but thankfully Sol was there to rescue him. He told him that he should join the morning exercise too. A text notified Jeongeum. It states that he passed into nursing school. His father told him that it's time for military training. They bid goodbye. Jong Jiam confused as he woke up. All he could remember is Yongsu meets his family. But it was so hazy. Then Yongsu's wife asked if he's alright and said he suddenly collapsed and fell asleep earlier, so she did not bother waking him up as he's sleeping soundly. As he's getting his axe, he asked how long he's asleep. She replied, about 3 hours. Yongsu's wife thanked him for helping her husband. Jong Jiam replied that Yongsu have helped him more, and that in comparison to the help he received, he can't say that he have done much at all. Yongsu woke up and said Jong Jiam saved his life. Yongsu's wife offered food and told him to eat. As he ate, he felt a bright sensation, surge of emotions, and the flavors unfolding on the tip of his tongue. The taste of mackerel and kimchi lingers in his mouth. It feels cozy. Ever since he left the military, that was the best meal he had. After eating, Yongsu asked, "Your destination was Gangnam, right?" and said he'll drive him there. Yongsu said he have already discussed it with his wife, and she agreed about it. Jong Jiam said Gangnam wasn't his final destination. He's planning to go to Wajongbu, so I'll need the car for a longer time. Yongsu understands and wanted to talk about it outside. He will drive Jong Jiam to Gangnam in one condition. It is to give him the electric bicycle. Jong Jiam asked Yongsu why would he try to take this risks, and that even with his driving skills he could outrun most monsters. It's still dangerous to do so. Besides, if he meet his family's needs, why would he still take such risk? Jong Jiam couldn't understand why he is trying to help him. Yongsu reminded him that he saved his life, and if it wasn't because of Jong Jiam, he wouldn't made this far and meet his family. So, he was just trying to give help in return. Yongsu explained that they're in the same situation, and that even if he have the ability, it doesn't mean it isn't hard for him. He suggests it's good if they help each other. Jong Jiam thought about it, and said he will let Yongsu go with him in one condition. He states that his destination will be from Gangnam, Yeoljiro, Dobonggu, and finally Wajongbu. First condition, he wanted Yongsu to come with him until Wajongbu, and until he find his family. Second, if he's going, Yongsu's family will come too. Yongsu agreed. Jong Jiam gained 116 magic stones from recent battle with the hounds. He then spent 10 magic stones to upgrade SUBSPACE to level 2. The maintenance cost have been adjusted from 1 magic stone to magic stone 6. He thought that the maintenance cost is a bit steep. Now, Jong Jiam allowed Yongsu's family to enter the SUBSPACE. He introduced the family to Pax the robot assistant. The family is at awe about what's inside. There's even a fresh food center. Jong Jiam told them that they can use anything because everything there is infinite. Jong Jiam checked his new abilities. As the SUBSPACE levels up, he can store objects in front of him. So he thought he can store more than just packs of C in his SUBSPACE. But that's not all. There's an unlockable items. It's a lab where he can combine, separate and transform items registered in the SUBSPACE. One thing is clear to him. Leveling up will make his abilities even crazier. He wants to check out all the new features, but unfortunately, he doesn't have that many mana stones. He thought that if it's true that he can store anything in this SUBSPACE, what else can he store? The Earth. He commanded to store the Earth. But it is outside the storable range. Yongsu came and said he checked the route to Gangnam and said if they take the main road, it will be better. Jong Jiam asked Yongsu about their plan earlier to play with his daughter. Yongsu looked at his daughter. She's already asleep. It seems that she felt safe there. Yongsu thanked Jong Jiam again. He is really grateful for his help. They then speed up and drove fast. As they were going on the route, it's more deserted than the main road. Seems like there aren't many monsters where there are no people. Young-soo said he have heard this area is a Bronze Age archaeological site or something, so it was not developed. Even though the road's a bit rough, there aren't monsters or suspicious people. Yeah, I HP this road in soon, Jong-jim replied. Until they saw military barricades with spike strips. Young-soo asked if could the military still be there. Jong-jim don't think so. They were followed by a vehicle. Jong-jim said that these people could have been watching them from somewhere. He asked Young-soo to get inside the portal as he opened in under the steering wheel. He said if they intend to kill them, they would have shot first. There are 3 of them. One said that the driver sucks and he was hoping to see the tires burst. What's going on? Jong-jim asked. What do you mean what's going on? The man replied. The man told him to get out the cargo. The men thought it was a jackpot. They asked if the supplies was his. Jong-jim answered yes. The man said it's theirs now. They then asked where did it came from. Jong-jim said it's from logistics center, and even if he tell them, they wouldn't know where it is as the roads to get there have collapsed and are blocked. How much of this kind of food do you have? The man asked. What I brought is just a fraction, Jong-jim replied. The man asked if he's sure. He said yes. Then one of them said, Brother, it's time. Jong-jim is confused. Time for what? Guess we have no choice but to wrap it up, the man said, then commanded the others. Hey, Taikiang, grab the hood, Mingyu. Get this truck moving, I'll take him. Suddenly a punch on his abdomen struck him that made Jong-jim collapse. Sir, this is Suk-jun. All right, bring him in. This is the guy? Jong-jim came back to his consciousness. He saw a desk plate commander at the table. Soldier's corpse. He wondered where they were taking someone with a hood over their head. The commander asked where did the supplies came from. Jong-jim answered that he gathered them from the Gunpo Logistics Center. He then asked where he is and what's going on. The commander replied if isn't it obvious that he's in a military base. Communication headquarters. The commander told him to just wait, and it's almost 6. The guy will be there soon. The guy? Jong-jim thought. It's already here. That sound, it's familiar to him. Wyvern. Jong-jim was surprised. It's huge. Yeah, it's massive, right? That thing is no joke, the commander said. He said he thought he was pretty strong, but he almost died to it. It seems like his attacks were blocked by something. See that soldier Hui with his head smashed into the wall over there? The commander continued. According to that man, the military tried to fight that monster with guns, but all died. So they were recruiting people to fight monsters. But he said when he got there, he saw that the monsters are strong and the military are weak. So he took over. The commander said he saved Jong-jim because he seems to know a lot. Maybe it was because he was starving, but his condition wasn't very good. The commander said there's plenty of weapons there, but they are out of food, so he wanted Jong-jim to come along with his men to go get supplies at the logistics. The departure will be tomorrow, and after seeing what he do, the commander will accept him as a member. I was wondering what to put in, and this place seems perfect, Jong-jim said. Then he proceeded to command packs to store the Joint Command Communications headquarters in the subspace. The commander was confused. What are you saying? Do you want people to die?